Thank you for that. So I have a prop here, Yorick, or Fred, or Sidney Crosby, depending on, what I'm going to talk about. So given that hint, what do you think I'm going to talk about? Concussion was the right answer. So, yeah, Yorick he's got two colors, and I'm going to wander around here. Yorick has two colors, and I've only got 5 minutes, so you can see that. He's got a light color and a dark color at the bottom. Can you see that? Hopefully. So there, in the light. Okay. So Yorick, it represents a brain. Now, brains, as all of us, the whole body, is made up of cells that have membranes around them called lipid bilayers. These lipid bilayers have water on the inside, water on the outside. They don't mix. So they're kind of like oil and water. So what I did here is I made something that's oil and water. And when Fred's brain is happy, those two bits are separate. So key point. Now my reason to have Fred is because I'm going to use Fred as a visual aid to tell you one important thing about concussion. Thank you, Fred. Fred is going to hang out here for a second. Now, about 10% of children by the age of 10 have a concussion. By age of 25, almost a third of us North Americans have a concussion, or have had one, which means that chances are somebody here has had a concussion. Who's had a concussion? Scream out, audience participation! Okay, that was fun. Now, one of the things that happens when you get a concussion is something happens in your brain that changes the way you think. People talk about symptoms. They talk about being foggy, feeling off, not quite right. And chances are what's happened is some of those cells in the brain are broken. So the long nerves that go from one part of the brain to the other, the long extending bits of, kind of like branches, break. That means the lipids inside have broken and they start to mix. Now, Fred's going to help me with that in a minute. He's going to talk about that. And when that happens, your behavior changes. If you want to know what kind of symptoms might happen with somebody with a concussion, you can download the Sport Concussion Assessment Tool, or SCAT, and if you're a biologist, it's a bit unfortunate because that's a scat. So you're downloading, scat stuff. And there's a lot of scat because now we're up to scat 5. So it's either a big one or a lot of them. But you can download the scat 5 and you can find the symptoms. Now when Fred has those symptoms, he gets a bit off. And he starts to feel a bit peculiar and he tells jokes to me. A hockey player ran into a bar. And what happened?
Ouch.
He got a concussion. Ouch. Yeah, good for you. How you guys have missed that. But, bar, thing, head, bar. Joan has 25 balls, and Sue has 1 ball, and Joan throws a ball to Sue. Now what does Sue have? Concussion. You guys are too good at this. Now, Fred also has glass, so I can see inside. I can see that part of it's blue and part of it's this olive oily thing. It probably tastes quite good, actually. But if Fred has a hit, something might happen.
Safety first.
Safety first. So I need somebody to help me on stage for a minute. If you can come and hold Fred. So Fred's nerves are just fine. Just let me know.
Yeah, my property is standing.
Actually, you don't have to come on the stage. Okay. Can I stand up there? Okay. I don't want to hit the curtain. You ready? Oh, well, that was hard. Carefully remove the helmet. Fred is just fine. Okay. Now, Fred has a different. Oh, thank you. So Fred now has a different. And thank you to my lovely assistant. Next time, Fred does the Sidney Crosby thing. And he calls on text. And all of his nerves broke and he feels really bad. Sorry, Fred. So, that is the one thing I want to tell you about concussion. Helmets don't prevent concussion, they prevent, skin abrasions, trauma, that sort of thing. Shaking causes concussion. The helmet doesn't prevent it. Thank you very much.